He began by regaling Tamil audiences and almost instantly became a national favorite. Before long, this Pied Piper from Chennai had international audiences dancing to his tunes. A.R. Rahman, composer, singer-songwriter, music producer, musician and philanthropist, has integrated his native Tamil sounds effortlessly with Western classical music and all classical and folk sounds with electronic music. The world is his stage. He has picked up 2 Grammys, 2 Oscars, BAFTA and Golden Globe Awards, as also 4 national awards. This after scoring soundtracks for over 100 cinemas, including Slumdog Millionaire, Elizabeth the Golden Age, $1 Million Arm and The 100-Foot Journey. He has transcended the 7 seas and enveloped the world with his 7 notes. Inside Chennai tried to make the Mozart talk about his music, the magician talk about his magic.
So Rahman, thank you very much for joining us in our series called Inside Chennai.
Okay.
Maybe it's a bit odd that we are interviewing the most international of Chennaiites inside Chennai. But is there any Chennaiite in you, any core Chennaiite on which all the international impulses are?
Chennai is, yeah, definitely unforgettable. I grew up in Chennai and I'm still there. My base is still in Chennai. After a point, I even killed that thought of going somewhere else. Because once a Hindi market opened, I was doing Hindi movies, people said you have to shift to Mumbai, and I said okay. Then I asked all my family, I'm not going to come anywhere.
Okay.
You just go and come. So that was the answer I was getting. Then I was called to London and I said, do you guys want to come to London? I said, no, you're not coming. And then I went to America, same thing. So then it stopped.
Okay.
You can't go further.
Okay.
And so it's good to have a base, and that base is Chennai. And growth-wise, when you see Chennai has not grown much, I would say. There's very few things which have. The airport has come in, metros come in, but I would say it looks like same 1960 in my part of town.
Okay.
Which is near all the studio there, and everything has moved. Everything has become malls now.
Okay. But no, what I meant is, yes, certainly the physical Chennai has not changed much. But is there anything of Tamil music or folk music or tunes which you think is very core to you and everything else is superimposed on that?
I grew up in between 4 studios. I used to take lunch for my dad along with the guy who used to take, and I used to go when I was a kid, probably I was 6 or 5. I still remember that it was a melting point between Telugu, Kannadam, Malayalam and Tamil. So AVM studios especially, my father used to work in AVM C theatre, and AVM RR would have another, Telugu, and AVM E would have Tamil, and then AVM A or some other theatre would have. Malayalam. So that all 4 industries were together when I was a child.
Yeah.
So I learned a bit of Malayalam, Telugu and Kannadam, which is part of that culture, musician culture in that time. So that is the Chennai. And most of my childhood was this side, starting from Nangambakam to Kodambakam, Ashok Nagar.
Still, at Kodambakam you have your school there?
Yes, now it's near on the way to Anaragan.
Okay. Well, no, what I meant was, did you learn, say, for instance, Carnatic music?
Yeah.
Is there anything in terms of roots of Carnatic music which you still think is making a very big base on which you're building your other tunes?
I think Carnatic music, anybody who was born in Tamil Nadu, I think the Carnatic music is in the air.
Yes, it is.
And it's beautiful, Sahana or Bhairavi or Kalyani, and you hear it in the devotional songs which they blare out, or you hear it in folk music, and so that's there in TV, especially in Doordarshan, especially those days.
Yes.
So that's all there in there.
Okay. I'm glad you said Sahana. It's also my favorite ragam. But do you have to learn a lot of languages because you came from the Tamil background, and then it's not just Hindi in Hindi films. in Chaya Chaya, you are actually Sufi mystic words that have been used. And then you've gone abroad, you've done even Finnish folk band, English of course, and I guess you're very familiar with that, but you've gone beyond to so many languages. For Gujarat you've done, Gujarat state you have done. Do you have to learn the language?
I am a lover of cultures.
Yes.
And lover of people. I don't differentiate. In my mind, I feel God has created everybody with the same source. From the same pool of energy we all came from. So somewhere, whether you are Indian, African, whatever religion you are, we are all united. It's our ignorance that we separate ourselves. So, but I'm proud of a tradition where I was born. I'm basically, coming from Tamil Nadu, living in Chennai, speaking, in Tamil. I'm speaking English, of course, now.
Yes. No, what I meant was, do you have to know the language to be able to integrate its music? I mean, how would you integrate Finnish? Did you have to get a feel of the language? Or you're able to reach out to a different music even without knowing the language?
I think once, in any language, it comes from a tradition.
Of course.
And what is that tradition? It's their lifestyle, the way they live their lives, their customs comes into that. Whether it's Celtic culture or Finnish or gospel music or Sufi music, there is a history behind that. But there is also a common factor. The common factor is humanity and peace. When you hear, one of my friends, James Horner, he composed Titanic theme, and that's also very Celtic in a way. And he passed away just recently, but those are the things which we related to also, like the theme of love story. You take a French composer composed that, and it was one of my mother's favorite.
Oh.
So music didn't have any boundaries in my family.
Absolutely. No, that's true, it doesn't have. I was just wondering whether you're able to get into a culture even without understanding the language, because you have got into the bloodstream of many cultures.
Subliminally, we all, I think for me, I would go into the core of what is it they're trying to say, and what are they repeating, and what is the coded message in the music, what is the formula they're using in certain things, what is the nuance or raga or which they're repeating again and again. Because every music has a certain, if you take Bulgarian music, they have a certain microtonal kind of singing, and that is very evident. And when that comes as a chorus, it creates an effect which is so new. For me, it was fascinating. So Tamil also saying we have Carnatic music has microtonal elements. It doesn't come in any other music. Maybe in Arabic music a bit, and Hindustani is slightly different. And of course, it carries a lot. There's a lot of commonality between both of them. But actually, the singers the musicians they own it, and And I'm a big fan of the 60s, 50s, how they were tuning film songs of Carnatic music ragas. K.V. Mahadevan, M.S. Vishwanath, that was Raja
Sapna. Still everybody's favorite. We are not able to outgrow that.
I was watching Tilana Moganamma.
Oh, lovely.
And
that was.
Yeah, beautiful warmth and likability.
Yeah, that's true. You've gone very international. In fact, I believe you released one of your Infinite Love albums on the last day of the Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
I mean, that is altogether a culture of which we know very little. Is there something about other cultures that you can narrate to us which impressed you? Say Mayan, for instance, it must have been a very rich culture.
Well, I didn't study Mayan culture. I just took that 12-12-12 as a code to create a song which destiny can be changed. We're all together.
Okay.
That could be global warming, or eradication of guns and filth and all kinds of things from the human mind and physically, I would say.
Okay, so that's why the choice.
Yeah.
But is it that some culture has impressed you as impressionable?
I think there's something to learn in every culture. I feel like everything has got a basic human love, which is the basis. And when that's deprived, that's when wars happen. And when there's something deprived to someone and they go to the extreme ideology of killing other people just to survive. And in some cases it's greed, of course.
You're always coming back to the theme that what creates war and the fact that we should emphasize love and peace. Why is this a recurring theme in your conversation? I mean, I heard that even when you took the acceptance speech at Grammys, this is at Oscars. This is a constant theme.
I think it's a personal phase. Okay. Personally, I felt like many things can be achieved. I probably achieved many things because I was looking at a larger picture in life, which is love, than smaller things. Smaller things make you, somebody comes and taps you and irritates you. You can just react and waste your energy in fighting, or you can just go beyond. This is just a phase. I'm going to go look at the bigger picture. If I save that energy, I can do better things in life. And that's been my motto in my life. So I've saved so much of the negative energy and gone further. I wouldn't have progressed so much in life if I had taken little fights and quarreled, and which always come to you, every people's life. And you're wasting that person's time and your time. Most of the times, I think that's my philosophy. Certain times you need to, silence is also weakness.
Yes.
So sometimes silence is a strength and sometimes silence is a weakness.
Are you able to overcome your silence when you felt you had to speak out?
That is the energy. You need to have more energy and strength to be patient when people irritate you or it causes you anger than fighting. I feel very, very strong and empowered when I'm kind of withstanding all that stuff.
No, that's true.
Why spirituality helps a lot. So because you can go to that zone, you go into the larger picture. You see things in a very different perspective than smaller things or smaller quarrels and stuff.
And this internationalization of your music has helped you reach that zone, commonality, beyond all differences.
Oh. It's that temperament which has made me reach internationality.
Oh yes.
Otherwise you get pissed off with everything. You get angry and then it stops your progress.